Japanese beetle is probably the most devastating pest of urban landscape plants in the eastern United States. Japanese beetles are a non-native insect first found in this country in 1916 after being accidentally introduced into New Jersey. Until that time, this insect was known to occur only in Japan, where it is not a major pest. Adult Japanese beetles are 7/16 inch long metallic green beetles with copper brown wing covers. A row of white tufts or spots of hair project from under the wing covers on each side of the body. These white tufts help to distinguish them from similar metallic green or coppery colored beetles. Japanese beetles overwinter in the grub stage, feeding underground on the roots of turf grasses and vegetable seedlings. Although grubs can cause damage, because the adult beetles are capable of flying in from other areas, controlling the grub stage will not preclude potential problems with the adults. Adult activity is most intense over a 4 to 6 week period beginning in late June, after which the beetles gradually die off. Japanese beetles feed on about 300 species of plants, devouring leaves, flowers, and overripe or wounded fruit. A single beetle does not eat much. It is group feeding by many beetles that result in severe damage. Adults feed on the upper surface of foliage, chewing out tissue between the veins, and this gives the leaf a lace-like or skeletonized appearance. Options for protecting trees, shrubs, and flowers from adult Japanese beetles include avoidance through plant selection. Careful selection of plant species when replacing or adding to your landscape is the key to avoiding annual battles with Japanese beetles. Some species and cultivars are highly preferred by the adults and should be avoided where the beetle is abundant. Plants especially prone to damage include the Japanese maple, Norway maple, horse chestnut, hollyhock, rose of Sharon, flowering crabapple and apple, cherry, black cherry, plum, peach, roses, American linden, grape, sassafras. When possible, select trees and shrubs much less attractive to Japanese beetles. A few examples include the red maple, boxwood, flowering dogwood, holly, tulip tree, American sweet gum, magnolia, white oak, scarlet oak, red oak, black oak, American elder, common lilac. Japanese beetles are also fond of certain weeds and non-cultivated plants such as multiflora rose, poison ivy, smartweed, and wild grape. Elimination of these plants whenever practical destroys these continuous sources of infestation. Hand removal of beetles may provide adequate protection for small plantings, especially when beetle numbers are low. The beetles may be killed by shaking them into a bucket of soapy water. The presence of beetles on a plant attracts more beetles due to aggregation pheromones. Thus, by not allowing beetles to accumulate, plants will be less attractive to other beetles. Keeping numbers and damage low can mean fewer new arrivals. Many insecticides are labeled for use against Japanese beetles. Follow label directions and avoid spraying under windy conditions or when bees are foraging. Japanese beetle traps are sold at many garden centers. Commercially available traps attract the beetles with two types of baits. Unfortunately, research conducted at the University of Kentucky showed that the traps actually attracted more beetles than are actually caught. Consequently, susceptible plants along the flight path of the beetles and in the vicinity of the traps are likely to suffer much more damage than if no traps were used at all.